what I would like to do with you, and yeah, I'm sure that might disappoint you what you just heard, but it's really impossible, and it's not serious science if someone claims this. And you can go to Wikipedia, by the way, as a starting point. You don't have to take it as the final, the holy grail of truth, but there you get an overview already over all these ideas and how critically they are seen in science, and also in real life. Ask people who teach what they experience. Yeah, I don't think that there's anyone who can actually claim these things seriously. Now, on Wikipedia, I like the definition of learning. And Wikipedia defines learning as the process of acquiring new understanding. So, which in German learning means you understand new words, you understand sentences in certain situations, you acquire knowledge, you learn maybe about the German language, about the German culture, about German grammar, yeah, behaviors, how do Germans speak, and also how do they behave in certain situations. How do you learn? That's a behavior, learning behavior, and maybe learning German or learning with Smarter German requires you to learn different behaviors that will be beneficial in the long run. You need to learn skills, listening, reading, writing, speaking. These are skills that need to be trained. And values is something that you can also learn with a new language. Maybe a new culture has different values, which might save you a lot of trouble in the long run, because you might not cause an issue with a misunderstanding, yeah, when you encounter natives. And also attitudes and preferences, because you grew up developing attitudes towards this and that, maybe also towards how to learn a language. And I'm here now to tell you maybe that your attitudes need a little overhaul. And you don't have to do that, because personally I'm fine, but there is a certain attitude that might get in the way. Like, for example, I saw the request, maybe we should speak German here. That's an attitude that you have acquired because of a misunderstanding of how German is being learned and taught. I can get into detail about this later on. Yeah, it's a very, very nasty, persistent myth that German always has to be taught in German, and it's scientifically proven to be detrimental. So, but the attitude could be that I already know everything I need to know, and this is how it has to be, as opposed to, okay, let me be open for something new. And there's nothing wrong with sticking to what you know and sticking to our attitudes. There's really nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it's just to look at situations. Maybe a situation requires a new attitude or preference. You have preferences. Some people love to read stuff, watch movies. This is a preference. Maybe you watch science fiction movies. It's a simple preference. And you can look at preferences. It's not easy to change them, but it's possible. So all this is part of learning, and also of learning a language. And it's impossible to really single any of this out and create material that teaches you exactly this in that specific manner. And it's also, lucky enough, not possible. Yeah. So I thought, what is important when it comes to learning? First thing is, of course, exposure. If you are in an empty room with nothing happening, then there will be no learning, unless maybe the learning of what is nothingness. But if you want to learn German, you need to expose yourself to the German language. You can do so with the help of a German course, books, videos, the internet in all its depth, and that's a very clear thing. Then you need to practice what you learn, because that is basically repetition. Repetition is the mother of all learning. There's no way around it. If you do one thing once and remember it, it very likely had a very deep impact on your life, because usually we need to repeat things a couple of times. And when it comes to speaking and listening, plenty of times. Yeah, very simple principles, by the way. Understanding. If you do not understand what you're learning, you can at times just learn it to repeat it, learn it by heart, and I could possibly learn a Chinese poem of a few lines and recite that, but I wouldn't be understanding it. And the question is, what have I learned? Very little, I would say. That doesn't mean that learning things by heart is bad, because that's actually the opposite. Learn by heart is a good thing, yeah, but it needs to be coupled with understanding. Very important is that you reflect on what you're doing. And in language learning is really, did I get this? Do I understand this right? And maybe also just get feedback for how you sound, or whether what you did was correct. When you write a letter, you need corrections, but in an intelligent manner. If you just get a letter back, like you write a letter to learn German, and you get a letter back corrected from your tutor where just the mistakes are highlighted and the correct answer is written over it, that is not reflective learning. That is a waste of time, because they just played their authority of being a teacher, and you didn't have a chance to learn from your own mistakes. Reflection is very important. Is what I do, or what happens when I do this, yeah? Or how did this happen? Very important in language learning. And that's strongly related to critical thinking. So if you do something, for example, if you hire a tutor or even work with my course, you go through it and you ask yourself, is that really the best use of my time? Did I do it right? Can that be? Question things. Yeah, in German, that's actually the next thing. All these things are closely related. Now the next thing, I took that out. So critical thinking is basically my replacement for questioning things. Yeah, and by questioning, I don't mean questioning everything, so everybody is tired around you. Just at times, see something is not feeling right, or maybe the flow is disturbed. Then it's time to question things, and that's the thing. So these are all tools that you use when they make sense to be used. The most important thing, and I'll get into a bit more detail on the next few slides, is sticking to it. Yeah, the exposure, repetition, and practice. If you do it long enough, you will get there. You will get to at least some point that will be satisfying. But you need to have reflection and critical thinking and understanding, because if all this is not given, you might just waste your time, which is also fine. Stick to it, and how to stick to it, that's the key. Yeah, because it is a long journey. It will take you at least a year, very likely 2 years, to speak German like I speak English now. I had 30 years of training, but I was fluent roughly maybe after 2 years. And some people are faster, and you can get to a good level after 6 months for some, but let's assume 1 to 2 years. So you need to really stay motivated, and that's not easy. Lucky for you, Smarter German tells you a little secret about how to stay motivated. You need to work with interesting materials. If you're bored by the stuff you do, if your motivation is strong, you can learn from a dictionary. I always tell the story of the student who told me he learned 2,000 words, German words, with help of his dictionary, not reading anything else. And I have to say, I would have hired him if he had any skills that I could need, because that kind of persistency is amazing. So look for stuff that you are personally interested in. Don't expect others necessarily to make things interesting for you. You need to know what you actually like. Make it comprehensible. As I said, understanding. If you have a course where they only teach you in German and you keep wondering, what the hell are they saying? What shall I do? What is this word, without being allowed to look it up? It's a pain in the neck. Do not fall for this myth that you need to be instructed in German. Instructions are complex matters. Grammar is a complex matter that can be explained in 5 to 10 minutes easily if I use a language you understand, which in my case is English. You practice in German, yeah? So you have 10% of input in English to understand what you are about to learn and to practice and to comprehend that. And then you practice 90% in German, and that's a healthy diet. Yeah, just eating meat is not healthy. Give it a try, yeah? Don't believe me. So same, just speaking German is not a healthy diet when it comes to learning a language. And of course, you need to experience constant progress. You need to have little success experience. And we are constantly optimizing our courses. It's an ongoing thing. And while having these leaderboards and experience points is a lovely thing to have, the real progress you want to experience is actually a success in understanding. So suddenly you have a review session and you read a text and you see, wow, I actually understand this without looking up a word before you've been struggling. So you always have a comparison about how was it before and how is it now, and you say, oh, I'm much better now than I was back then. And that is the kind of stuff that I'm looking at, because that's natural motivation. If things are intelligent and not too intelligent, by intelligent I don't mean complicated or highly sophisticated. Intelligent, I mean that they allow you to learn from your mistakes. Yeah, and as good as that can be, have implemented that. So if you make a mistake, you get a second chance to try again and maybe look at the place where there is the mistake so you can figure it out with help of the context. And only if then it doesn't work, you get the right answer, and then you can digest that and reflect on that. But giving someone the correct answer after one failure, that is not intelligent. Yeah, that's actually sad. And the most important thing is mindset. And mindset is a pretty, yeah, what does it even mean? Yeah, and basically kind of an attitude is maybe a thought like, I can't redo it. I'm too old for this. I also say that, but only to get away with things. But maybe you say, I'm too stupid. I have no talent. This is kind of mindset. It's beliefs are part of the mindset. And regarding mindset is actually one of the most important factors that I mention here. This beautiful man here has created what I have named an infinite motivation training, but it's about far more than motivation. It is really about mindset. And I run you through this quickly. It's a little bit of marketing. It's important that you establish and maintain a 100% no can fail mindset. So you really believe that you can learn German, that you can finish our courses, because if you finish the course, you will get to your goal. Yeah. Also, it's about understanding what is your goal, because even if you do not write them down, you have a goal. You can be aware of it, or you can leave it in your subconscious. That's fine. You will still follow that goal. So why not better showing it so you can actually have a little bit of control over it? It's a foolproof approach. I've tried it myself on many people in one form or the other. And the good news is you have absolutely no risk, because you, as always, can test it for 30 days. And by that time, you actually will have worked through the whole course. So basically, I'm kind of giving you a chance to work through this full course and see this is for me or not. And if after the end of the course it doesn't work, you still have possibly 3 weeks to ask for your money back. I have absolute trust in Stevie and this training and the approach, and also in you. So please, by all means, don't miss out on this. And to help you really make this decision, I don't make any money on this. I give Stevie everything that there is, and the marketing and the affiliates. I make you a special offer after this next thing. So what this course does, it helps you to clarify your goals on the surface as well as subconscious goals. You will identify any blockage that you might not even be aware of. Very often people are not aware why they fail with something, but it's possible to bring them up to the daylight, to the surface, and then, of course, dissolve them. You can only dissolve blockages if you make them conscious. If they're unconscious, it's rather a question of luck and coincidence whether they get dissolved or not. You learn how to attain this optimal mindset of, I can do this, yeah, and believe it. It's not, by the way, this is not positive thinking or self-hypnosis. Yeah, I've started this when I was 18. I did positive thinking, which was repeating like, this is a beautiful day. I am a beautiful man. I am smart. I can do it. I have friends. Nah, that's nonsense. Yeah, that's kind of surreal. A mindset, an optimal mindset, is something to look at your beliefs in all honesty and to maintain it Yeah, with love. It's a huge difference. You are not being told to tell yourself lies that you then believe because you've heard them often enough. You then execute and adjust your plan, your goals, and finally you also learn how to maintain that mindset with a little bit of effort. Everything costs a little bit of effort. Don't think that there is something like passive learning. Of course there is, but it will not get you far. Yeah, there's always something that is active. Your mindset needs care, like your psychology needs care, like your body needs care. Everything, your German needs care. If you think you cannot care, that's fine. It might last for a while, but it will deteriorate as you go. Your relationships need care. Try not to care about them and see what happens. So, and that's not the problem. The problem is, how do you care efficiently? And Stevie has really created a beautiful system. So I make you a special offer now, which is you get 75% off if you get this course till Sunday. This is for everyone. Normally, I only offer this for a discount for smarter German learners. It's only for you, because when this video goes online on YouTube, it will not, this part will not be in it. Yeah, I'll cut it out. You can still buy it later. If you're a customer of Smarter German, you get it for $100, which is still, even the $200 for external users is still worth every single cent. Yeah, and as I said, money back guarantee, there is no risk. This is just the formalities. And today I offer this to you for $49.90. If you haven't set up a link yet, it's a bit badly prepared. So if you're interested in this, please just write me an email so then I can also see whether this is, how much is the resonance. Yeah, I can only from the heart tell you, get this thing. I don't get any financial interest in this. My interest in this is that you learn this so that you stick to the very end of my course. I couldn't get a bigger gift from Stevie or you than seeing you finish my courses. Yeah, because you paid it anyhow. Why wouldn't you want to finish it? And with everything in Smarter German, there's always 30 days satisfaction guarantee. And you can try my A1 to B1 course. Currently, it's still A1, A2, B1 in one course. Here, I also have B2 and C1 courses, which you can find on that page if you scan this QR code. And you can also always just go to smartergerman.com and there look at courses and you find everything. Otherwise, send me an email. I'm always here. And I will respond to you within a day, usually. Yeah, unless I'm traveling or I lie under the table drunk. Yeah, you never know. So that was the presentation. Yeah, 35 minutes if I count the technical difficulties out. And let's go to the questions. And maybe we can do it in written form. Why not? But switch to Zoom. Let me know. I'm happy to send you a link to Zoom and then we hop over and everyone else can call it a day. Yeah? Give me a second, I'll send you a Zoom link then. Yeah, cancel. Free Q&A for Smarter German learners. No, not webinar. Let's take this one. Yeah? So let's look in the, give me a second. So any questions you have right now? So we go here. Let's meet here in a minute, and I sent this also in the chat. You can see the link. Remove, leave a new message. Yeah? Does everybody see the link? I leave this open a little bit, but I would love to see you on Zoom, because then we can see each other. I will record the session, so if you don't want to be recorded, just turn off your video. Your name will be there, but I hope that's fine. Yeah? Well, there's already many people here. Very nice. Thank you. Yeah? Jeremy, write me an email to get the deal. Yeah? Because I haven't sent, I didn't set up an offer. You can still join Zoom without a camera. That's fine. Join now, please. Yeah? Maybe leave this one so I see there's no one left here. I'm already on Zoom and you should see me there. So welcome. Welcome. Wait. Raise your hand. Yeah? So if you're listening to this on Webinar Jam, whatever this is, please go to Zoom. And all questions, but please there. Ja, natürlich, nein, noch nicht. Okay, good. All questions are on Zoom. Zoom is recording, so I'm happy to have another 20 minutes chat with you. Just speak to me if you like, and then we see what we do with this. I end the webinar jam thing. Diana, you shouldn't have to install it. It should run in your browser. Yeah. Worst case, install it and join us in a minute, or join us next time. I'll always be around. Yeah. And please leave the webinar jam. I'm sorry for the. Yeah. Next time we will start with Zoom. Bhavana, please. You can lower your hand and just speak if you like. Try. I can't hear your audio. You can also write, but yeah, something is happening. Okay, Bhavana, your audio doesn't work, so let's see. And Sagar, if you want to speak, speak, but otherwise there's a lot of noise in the background, so I mute you. So someone is asking, the best book for A1, like science fiction or action books, please name a good name of a book. Raj, there's a platform that is called Goodreads, and that has lists of science fiction books and action books, but they are not categorized in difficulty. And to be honest, I wouldn't even bother with that. At this level, if you're A1 level, then reading such books is not about learning. It's really about exposing yourself to the language and just see what you get. Reading a book might make sense from A2 level onwards. Otherwise, you best work with a language course that guides you through a text like Smarter German does. Yeah, you work with a book in my course, which is separated into 54 lessons. And there I guide you through every sentence, basically. And that is what you need in the beginning. You need structure and guidance and help. So go to Goodreads and look for science fiction. There is gorgeous science fiction books out there, but I have no idea how well you can read them. Rashila asks how we can get the 75% off by writing me an email via my homepage. Yeah, write something blah, blah, blah at smartergerman.com that arrives at in my inbox. Yeah. Yeah. If you have no audio, Diana, it's fine. You can type. I will respond to the question. Yeah. Also, hi, Saga. You're welcome. Mikael has a suggestion for you. I totally agree. There is a discussion whether it makes sense to work with a book you already know by heart. I often say Harry Potter because many of you might have read that and liked that. Other people say, well, then I cannot be sure whether I actually am making up things because they already know what to expect at that place. They just recognize a word or two and then they know, oh, that's the scene where Malfoy did this to Harry or yeah, but you have to try this. You don't have to be afraid of doing much wrong. If you do something wrong, learn from it and then do it differently. Very simple.